And yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Just give me a sec. Sorry, let me just I'm having a moment. Where is the okay, I'm going to just do it like this. No, no, it's down here.
Yeah, so is the last one next to the what is this, the Zoom? You were right there.
Okay.
The next,
Yeah,
the last.
there we
That's
go.
it.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Okay. I want to say welcome to everyone to the Wiki Love South African Libraries campaign, to the launch, and it is a soft launch, um, um, a soft online launch, and we're going to keep it quite casual. And I'm absolutely thrilled that you are all here. So the program essentially for this session looks like this. A few words of welcome from me, and then I'm going to hand over to Nazim as president of LIASA to say a few words, and then to Bobby Shabango, who's from Wikimedia South Africa. He is the president of the chapter. And then our national librarian, Kepi Madumo, is going to say a few words, and then I will just talk a little bit about the campaign and how to contribute, and talk a little bit about the training, which is going to then be followed by a demonstration by Jeremiah, of a tool that maybe not many of you know about, but it is something that can be used in this campaign. And then please, you can put in comments and questions in the chat, and Itumaleng is going to follow, is going to monitor that. And yeah, and then the campaign is launched. I'm going to really stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to hand over to Nazim. Thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid. Good afternoon, everybody, and happy South African Library Week. You kind of caught me a little bit off guard there, Ingrid, because I kind of had this idea in my head I was going to come in at the end, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Here we are. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to what Ingrid calls the soft launch of Wiki Loves South African Libraries campaign. She's had a long discussion with me about possibly doing this, getting this going, etc. And as you all know, Ingrid by now, she is the Wiki champion bar none. So from my side, just a couple of words about this. As I said, Ingrid approached me some time ago about doing this, getting an endorsement from LIASA about the campaign. And I was very much in favor of it. I think one of the things that I very often find when being questioned by journalists or other people, is that we have very little information about libraries. There's some basic things. Probably the National Library probably has one of the most extensive places where you can actually go and find information. But other than that, there's actually not a lot that is going there for us. And I always feel that we are at a disadvantage as the professional body. I suppose that's not actually quite a good reflection on us as well. And I feel that through this campaign, we can bring a change to that. I do think that it will assist us in gathering information about libraries in South Africa. The fact that we don't have a lot of entries on Wikipedia, it kind of, I think, also is an indictment on us, because it is something that we have advocated for. We feel, well, some of us feel more strongly than others about, and so I think it's very fitting that in a library week where the slogan is "Libraries Foster Social Cohesion," that it's fitting that we launch this campaign in this year during Library Week, and see whether we can actually make a contribution and actually make a difference to what is actually out there in terms of information. So for the session today, from LIASA, on behalf of the LIASA Executive Committee, the Interim Council, I would like to say that we fully endorse the campaign. We wish it all the success from here on out, and we're looking forward to librarians coming on board en masse and actually contributing to the entries that are there about South African libraries. And with those words, I want to say all the best, Ingrid and the team, and getting the campaign rolling. Thank you.
Thank you, Nazim. Yeah, I've probably driven everyone bit nuts when they
That's
because
okay.
it's going it's going to turn to Wikipedia. At this point, I'm going to introduce Bobby Shabango, who is the president of the Wikimedia South Africa. Disclaimer. Both Jeremiah Peterson and myself are actually on the board of the Wikimedia South Africa chapter. I need to put that out there. But Bobby, can I hand over to you, please?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ingrid, for that introduction. And thanks to Nazim also for that wonderful introduction. Colleagues, really, this is an exciting opportunity, for us as Wikimedia South Africa and as Wikipedians, to really partner and collaborate on increasing the libraries, Wikipedia pages about South African libraries. There is a dearth, actually, very, very much lack of South African content about libraries. You go and search online, you find that there's just only very small to nothing, information about the South African libraries. So really, I'm absolutely thrilled to come here and, to the soft launch of the Wikilab South African libraries, because libraries are very, very much important. We are moving into a digital landscape right now, but libraries remain very crucial for our communities where we live in. Libraries, it's just the heartbeat of our communities. Um, I once stayed in the city of Johannesburg at some point, and I was a student at UNISA. And the library there was really, really, really important for that community, because it provided us a shelter to actually come and study. It was a hub for us to come and study. It provided us computers. It also provided us the references. whenever we wanted to, reference our work, we just go there and then just reference. The sad part, though, is that not a lot is written about most of the libraries, where many communities, especially the communities, the villages that really heavily rely on these libraries. Not a lot is written about those libraries. There's not a lot that you can actually search and find. So I think this will really give us that opportunity to write about those libraries, make sure that they are there, write about their history, add more references on the pages about those libraries. Can you believe that I actually started the page about the Sentin Library because I went there. I don't know what I wanted. I think there was a book that I was looking for actually at some point there, and I just searched about the history of the Sentin Library. I could not find anything. So I started, just a small stub, which is still there. But I know that that library has a long history. Sentin is it's a new city, but it has an old history. So there must be someone somewhere that knows about how that library started. But we need that information to go there online because, as I've said, are moving in a digital age, and a lot of people are accessing, the information online. So if it's not there, no one, is going to find that information. And one of the most important thing is that if you, as a librarian, and you, as a person that knows about the history and that is a passion about, libraries, do not put that information there. No one else is going to put the information or the content about libraries in there. So it's up to us really to work together to enrich this um, content, and really, really, really excited about this and looking forward of the results and really impact that it's gonna bring. Thanks. Over to you, Ingrid.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. Yes, we've been talking about this campaign for a while. And for those of you who were at the LIASA conference last year, that session that we ran, that editathon that we ran, was a sort of was to give you a taste of the campaign. Was a way to start introducing the campaign. So now I would like to hand over to our national librarian, to Kepi, for a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid, Program Director, LIASA President, Mr. Nazim Hadi, the President of Wiki Media, South Africa, Mr. Bobby Shabangu, Directors of Library Services present and institutions, representatives from the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, and our Wiki librarians, esteemed colleagues and friends. Good day. I am indeed delighted to join you this afternoon at the soft launch online of the Wiki Loves SA Library campaign. As we embark on this week-long National Library Week celebration. And in keeping with this year's Library Week theme, Library Fosters Social Cohesion, which ties in with the previous South African Library Week theme of libraries telling powerful stories. One of the ways in which we can tell these stories and those of our communities are through Wikimedia and its various sister projects. What are the stories we will tell about our libraries in the future? It becomes evident that our libraries are not just repositories of knowledge, but living narratives of our community's experience. Over the weekend, myself and the president and other colleagues, we witnessed the opening of a new library in the Eastern Cape in a small village called Cook House. And Dadeshabangu, those stories that you want librarians to tell us. I mean, we were exposed to a very lengthy, good narrative of how the naming of that library, how that library was started. And I think that information is available, and we will definitely encourage our librarians every week to contribute those stories. This campaign resonates deeply with our collective mission. Libraries as treasure troves of knowledge and culture serves as a vital spaces for citizen engagement, cultural preservation, and dissemination of open information. Similarly, Wikimedia commitment to collaborative knowledge sharing aligns seamlessly with our objectives. Together, we have the power to amplify voices, preserve histories, and foster learning on a global scale. By contributing to Wikipedia and its sister project, we can ensure that our stories are not only preserved, but also accessible to all. Moreover, the Wiki Loves South African Libraries project holds immense promise in furthering our collaborative efforts by adding content to Wikipedia and sharing information. We not only expand the digital footprint of our libraries, but also cultivate a community of librarians dedicated to Wikimedia project. In closing, let us embrace this campaign as an opportunity to celebrate the richness of our libraries' stories and to chart a course towards a more interconnected future. Together, we can inspire, educate, empower generations to come. We pledge our support to this initiative. Thank you for your dedication and support, our Wiki librarians. I thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kepi. Yes, to get colleagues involved, and to add that content. So let me just to add content about our libraries to Wikipedia. So I mean, as Kepi has said, and as both Nazim and Bobby have said, I mean, this campaign aims to bridge that gap that exists about libraries on Wikipedia, again with that focus on the South African libraries. And it's to allow us to tell our library stories, and then following that, hopefully take it out into our communities. You know, once you've got your toe in the water and you start exploring what Wikipedia and the sister projects can do. It's an easy jump, I think, to actually then look at opportunities to take Wikipedia out into your communities. But that's much further on down the line. Right now, we've got to get content about our South African libraries on Wikipedia. So because there's inadequate content of the various types of libraries on Wikipedia, and there is an existing, sorry, let me just skip right past this. There is an existing list of libraries in South Africa, which is incomplete. Very few libraries, as Bobby was saying, have a Wikipedia article, or even mentioned in the article about their town or their village. I mean, even in one sentence. I discovered the other day, you're not going to believe this, that in the article on Pretoria, the National Library wasn't even mentioned. All the other buildings around and other places were mentioned, but the National Library wasn't mentioned. I did correct that. I added that sentence in. But again, it's an opportunity to get involved and to add that content. The campaign is planned to run from now, Library Week, until South African Library Day, which is the 10th of July, to give people a chance to test the waters, play around, and to slowly add content without a pressure, or without pressure. So how can one contribute to Wikipedia? You can, as we did at the Liasa conference, add libraries to the list of libraries in South Africa on Wikipedia. You can add content about local libraries in those articles about a South African town or village. You can update an article about a South African library. So I'm sure the Sandton Library entry probably needs a lot more work, where Bobby had said he'd created what is called a stub article. But you can also create a stub article about a South African library in one of the South African languages. And then very possibly you can translate an article about a South African library into one of the South African languages. So that's been happening at the Randburg Library with some of there's a group of Wikibrarians who meet up, and who have been adding content in, or translating content in the other South African libraries. And in fact, our demonstration a little later on is going to be showing you how to, a really nifty tool on how, or showing how to translate an article, how to do a translation. So this is the list of libraries in South Africa. It is incomplete. I did go and I had a look at the Eastern Cape public libraries to see if Cookhouse was on the list. It isn't. There, in fact, are only 3 libraries from the Eastern Cape, 3 public libraries from the Eastern Cape that are listed here. What you're seeing in front of you, where there's a blue hyperlink, that is where there actually is an article about a library.
Great.
Yes.
Can you please, I think you're sharing your screen, but we can't see your screen.
What? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. I am probably doing that. Hey, there we go. Thank you, Bobby. Okay, can you see the screen now?
Oh yes, we can see it.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
can see it.
Okay. So this is a list of this is a screenshot of the list of libraries in South Africa, and you'll see that those that are highlighted in blue, that have they're hyperlinked, there is an article. But as I was saying, you know, sort of going through this list, the Eastern Cape public libraries, and there aren't just 3 public libraries in the Eastern Cape. There are, you know, there's the list is most definitely incomplete. Okay. Sorry, where am I? Okay. Sorry, guys. I just want to. Okay, so this is an article that we did about Uppington, and there was nothing in this article at the time about their public libraries. So you'll see that there's a sentence there under public institutions, and we created an article, or at least a sentence. I mean, quite simply, just a sentence to say that there was a library. Here's one for the Keely Campbell Afrikaner Library. This is a stub. You can see it needs it. Can you see? Is it? It's
Yeah.
a stub.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I think you need to share your whole screen there so that we can see, because now we only can see the initial page list of libraries in South Africa. So we need to see the.
no. Okay,
I
sorry.
from my end.
I'm not having a good time. Technology. Can you see the Keely Campbell Afrikaner Library screen now?
No,
No. Yeah, but you can share the link on the chat box, and I can share it from my end as well.
Okay. Let me just stop sharing. Jeremiah, okay, no, I was going to, let me just pause the share because I'm not sure what is going on, why this isn't doing what it should be doing. Sorry, guys.
Ingrid, I'm happy to share since I will be going after you anyway.
All right, okay. Thank you, Jeremiah. So you can contribute to Wikipedia itself. As I say, create a, and what you saw there was a stub article, which was a short article on the Killie Campbell, on the Killie Campbell Afrikaner Library.
Can you
can
see?
see that, yes, I can see it. Yeah, thank you. Yes. Next slide. That this is where an article has been translated into, has been translated from English. So those are some of the possibilities with working with Wikipedia. Next. You could contribute on the Wikimedia Commons, so add a photograph of the exterior or interior of your library to the Commons, which could be used to illustrate an article. Bearing in mind the current South African Copyright Act with its lack of freedom of panorama. Bobby, you can add here, but it's most of the photographs of buildings in South Africa are all probably more than 60 years old, because that is in terms of the current Copyright Act. What we're waiting anxiously for the Copyright Act, the new one, to be signed signed by our president, and we can then start adding the perhaps exterior photographs or photographs of the exterior of buildings of our libraries. So that was, I mean, Rondebosch Library is in fact old enough that building is old enough to have its own photograph. I noticed that in the article on Beaufort West, for example, where the Western Cape Provincial South African Library Week launch is happening at the moment, the article on Beaufort West had a photograph of the public library, which was also, also quite an old building, but there was nothing in the article on Beaufort West about any of the libraries in Beaufort West. So you can see that there's an opportunity there. Next, Wiki is Wikidata, is adding statistics to Wikidata about libraries. So statistics, dates, and locations. So that is the metadata. And in fact, last year, as prep for the editathon at the Liasa conference, a search was done on Wikidata, and there were only 39 South African libraries or library entities, South African library entities on Wikidata. So there's quite a gap there. Next. So how to sign up? If you don't already have a Wikipedia account, please create one. And then there is actually a dashboard where you can add your name. Because obviously, like everything else, we are trying to be able to tell how successful the campaign is, or is to keep statistics, and the campaign's dashboard is from Wikipedia, and we can then use that to track how many edits or how many contributions have been made. Next. So that's what that's what it looks like. And it'll run until the 10th of July. Next. So training, okay, so when do we envisage training? In April and May, online, but it's going to be bite-sized. So we'll cover the different ways of contributing to the campaign. So the first one will look at how to create a user account if you don't already have one, and then just add in how to add to the list of South African libraries, or to add a sentence or two about a library in an article, or to update an article about a library. We're going to plan on having separate sessions on creating an article about a library, so essentially a stub, and then also translating an article. There'll be another session on Wikimedia Commons and how to upload photos, and that will be followed by Wikidata and about how to add data about libraries, and statistics about libraries. That'll probably be over a series of 2 or 3 sessions, but we want to have it in bite size, so it's not overwhelming, because sometimes when you do some of this training, or when you're receiving some of this training, it can get quite overwhelming. And who'll be doing the training? Well, there are different Wikibrarians going to be pulled in, to do this. So it isn't just me. There'll be a number of people who will be involved. And then hopefully if you're attending yourself, and you can actually then go out and show other people, other colleagues and other librarians, how to add. Okay. So I'm going to hand over to Jeremiah, yeah, let me hand over to Jeremiah.
Thank you, Ingrid. Yeah, so I'm going to speak a bit about the translation tool. It's a tool that is in beta on Wikipedia, and yeah, let me show you rather than talking about it. So the first thing that you'll need to do is log in. Please do stop me if I am going a bit too fast for you to follow. Okay, so we will log in now. And one of the first things that you need to do is to turn on the content translation tool on your account. So you go to your profile here and you go to preferences. And in preferences, you go to beta features, which is just under user profile, and make sure that it's ticked content translation and save afterwards. So the tool is in beta, and it enables side-by-side and a side-by-side editor, especially for translation. And there are some machine translation tools that are activated on in this feature. So I'm going to search for library to translate. I'm going to go to Fishhook Library. And I'm going to, so I'm on the English page, and over here I can add languages. And I am going to translate this page. You can see that there's no languages added yet. So this is the side-by-side editor I was speaking about. I have started this, well, I've not translated an article, but I've copied a translation across. So what you do is you click on a paragraph, click on the paragraph that you want to translate. So add translation, and it does the automatic. Oh, it's not doing it here now. It does an automatic. Bobby, it usually does an automatic Afrikaans automatic translation for you.
Yes, so it does translate. So please highlight and highlight on the translated content.
Mm.
Highlight on the translated content, yes, and then go to your top right hand corner there where it says copy original content. So you need to say just no, yeah, copy, and then start, exactly, start with empty paragraph. Yeah, so I need to say click where it starts, and then you can actually start again. In fact, just remove all of that. And then, so I need to say, colleagues, that this tool is actually available in all the South African languages. Okay, just delete that again. Yeah, and then you go to, click where it says copy original content again.
Reset translation.
Yeah, reset translation, yes. Exactly.
So, colleagues, I do apologize. This tool is in beta. So I did practice earlier, which is why this is sitting here.
Yeah. Just go to, it needs to say reset translation. But I need to say, colleagues, that it actually is available in all the South African languages. And then you're going to have to accept isiNdebele. So once it does this, you need to start again. And then after that, just go to reset translation.
Reset translation.
Yeah, reset translation. Just because it's saying copy original content, it should not say that. Go again and say, start an MTS. Just click there. Yeah. So can you please start from the scratch, because now we
sure.
We have,
let me choose another article actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get another library.
Say Johannesburg Library or any,
Let's do Johannesburg Library. City Library.
Okay, you might.
Yes.
Oh, there is there.
Yeah. So the first thing before you start translating, so it gives you two options there.
Okay, let me go back.
Yeah, so it gives you two options. The first option is English to Afrikaans. You can translate from any language to any other language. So here it's saying English to Afrikaans. Please click on the Afrikaans. Yeah, so you can choose other languages from here, whether you want to, translate in isiZulu, Sesotho, Setswana, or any other language. But in this case, we are translating from English to Afrikaans, right? And then it's fine. Yeah, you can just go ahead and then click on Afrikaans, and then after that.
Sorry. The suggestion is that you want to translate in languages that you're familiar with.
Yes.
Because while the machine translation is fantastic, the idea is that you don't do automatic translation, that you are the quality check. You use the machine translation as a jump-off point for you to translate an article much faster than you would from scratch.
Exactly. Yeah, so you can continue from there.
Okay, so you click to carry the translation across, and it generates a translation automatically, and then you start looking at the language. So I'm sure we all are very aware that translation services tend to do word for word translation, and sometimes don't carry the context or sort of the natural language use across. So that is what this does at some points. And you are welcome to not be reliant on the translation tools used by Google. Google uses 3 tools, if I'm not mistaken, Bobby. Google Translate, and there are another 2.
Yeah, so the Wikipedia has a contract or has a partnership with 2 other organizations that are developing the translation tool, including Google itself. So normally with Google Translate, you only find 3 South African languages, with isiZulu, isiXhosa, and isiSotho, I think. But here on Wikipedia, the translation tool is actually one of the translation tools is actually the Google Translate. As you can see there, break Google Translate. And then it's available in all the South African languages except isiNdebele. So yeah, so these are the other ones that you can actually use. But in this case, we're only using a Google Translate. So it's available in all the South African languages. And as Jeremiah had said, the Wikimedia Foundation does understand that the translation tool is not perfect, so it will not allow you to publish without changing something there. You need to change the context so that you are able to publish your page. So is there something that you can change there, Jeremiah?
So,
On
for
the first
example, if you want to reorder the sentence, speaking about the collection, die versamelen es mehr als in 15 boeken en meer als I mean, I'm doing correct work here, but that's an example of how reordering sentences, fixing the structure, but these are the small things that you change. And if you, so I'm going to do, I want to do 1 or 2 other paragraphs. I want to see, yeah. So if you just if you just add paragraphs without changing anything, then one of the issues that will be picked up is that the text that you're using is 100% machine generated text and nothing has been changed. So that will be an issue that does come up if you only do that. Yeah, and and when you're done, you can publish. Yes, I think that is what I wanted to show. This is a wonderful tool. As mentioned, it is still in beta, so there are some issues, and there is a place to send feedback. Yeah, here to Darfur. If there's anything that needs further development, etc. I must mention that let's go to the start. I want to go back to English Wikipedia. Right. I always get lost here. But in any case, what I wanted to say is that on the English side, translating articles to English is limited to editors with over 500 edits, I think, at the moment. And that's because English Wikipedia is a little bit more stringent, and the editors of English Wikipedia tends to monitor what happens on English Wikipedia a lot more than other language Wikipedias. So the English Wikipedia is restricted to the translation tool is restricted to seasoned editors. But I think the translation tool is to encourage the development of other language Wikipedias happening a lot faster than it would without a translation tool like this. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now, but we are open for any questions.
Yes, at this rate. Thank you, Jeremiah. Yeah, we are getting to grips with that translation tool. Is a tool that can be used to translate articles, those few articles that there are about libraries. South African libraries can be translated it's one way, one tool to use. So we thought we would show you something a little different, because there are, I mean, I know that there are a number of people in the audience who have actually edited before, so this is just something new, and it is one way to contribute to the campaign. Wiki loves South African libraries. Are there any sort of comments or anything like that? Questions, comments, before we go? Yes, this is launched. The campaign is launched. Yeah.
Sure. So I just wanted to say that, colleagues, one of the things that you need to keep in mind before you start editing is that Wikipedia is allowed to make mistakes. Do not be shy to actually make mistakes. When you edit, you see that maybe you can't, you get stuck or something like that, or there's a mistake that you're making. Don't be shy to just publish. Someone else is going to correct that mistake. Wikipedia is designed so that it is community collaborative. So the people from different parts of the world or from different other librarians that are experienced, they will actually improve that article. It's not only you that will be only working on that article. So I just wanted to add that, because I feel that it's one of the most important part of the puzzles that actually makes Wikipedia works, that we need to keep in mind. Thanks. Over to you.
Okay, and if I can just add to that, the content that you add about your library is not there for marketing purposes. You'll see, for example, the Liasa entry on Wikipedia has banner across the top saying that this reads like marketing. Just think about what sort of what kind of articles you would find in an encyclopedia. Sort of, so there's no marketing or promotion of the library. It is factual. And that's something, sort of you could be doing. Your library could be hosting, could be I'm sort of that you're not going to be using it's not for public relations. Let me put it that way. So the article would be for someone wanting to know about the Sandton Library, or wanting to know about the Rondebosch Library, and looking for facts. So please bear that in mind as well. Right. Are we? That is probably it from my side, unless there are a couple of others wanting to make some quick comments. If you put your hand up. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us in this campaign. There will be news. We will be finalizing the dates for training and send that out. And a question that was asked in the chat. Yes, the training is free and it is open to everyone. You don't have to be a Liasa member. Whose hand is that? You don't have to be a Liasa member at all. You can. Yeah, Learner we will send out on the mailing list, and also on the various Facebook pages as well, on social media as well. But there will be training, and as I indicated, it'll be in bite sizes, so that it could be just a session could be run over lunchtime. All right, thank you. Was that, I couldn't see whose hand that was.
Well, that was my hand, Ingrid. I just wanted to add one more thing, that what we're going to also do is to record short videos that focuses on each area of the training, so that colleagues are able to watch those videos. They are not going to be more than like 5 minutes. It's just only a 2-minute video that introduces you on how to create an account, how to add a reference, how to create an article, how to link your Wikipedia article to other Wikipedia articles, how to use the translation tool, and all of them, each of them are actually not more than like 5 minutes. They're like between 1 to 3 minutes video, very simplified video training, so that you just familiarize yourself and you are able to pause whenever you want to rewind and watch a step, so that you're also comfortable to work on your own space and at your own pace. Thanks. Over to you, Ingrid.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. Any other last words, Jeremiah? I can't see who is still here. Kepi, you're fine.
I'm fine, thanks, Ingrid. I was clapping my hands.
Okay, and Nazim?
No, I'm fine, Ingrid. Yeah, I think it's I think as it's been progressing, you've been talking to us. I think it sounds really exciting, and I hope that people will actually take up the opportunity and the challenge. And I think certainly, I think you can count on the support of Liasa to actually help drive the campaign, to publicize it, etc. So you have our full support.
Thank you very much. So Bobby, Wikimedia South Africa has Liasa's support and has the support of the National Library of South Africa. It's really cool. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Ingrid.
colleagues, and thanks to the
Thanks, Empower.
presenters.